Welcome to Gamblin Gauchos. I'm Rob Bro. He's Kyle Jacobson. We got a live podcast here at the Blue Light Live tonight, talking Texas Tech football and Oregon. Thanks for joining us tonight. We'll try to get some feedback from you guys as well. If you want to give a score prediction, come on up. We'll hand you the microphone. You'll be live with the Gauchos. If you don't know who we are, you can look us up on Twitter at Gamblin Gauchos. You can find us on YouTube, youtube.com/@Gamblin Gauchos. If you still don't care, we're welcome to have you anytime. Kyle, how you doing?
Good. It's good to be back in West Texas.
Yeah, you're not a native anymore.
Not anymore. I missed the sunsets. I drove here right around sunset. It was beautiful.
It's a beautiful time in Lubbock, Texas. It's going to be 70 next week. It's going to be 59.
Wish it was going to be 70 tomorrow.
It's going to feel like Oregon before Oregon gets here. Do you have any broad thoughts on the Oregon game before we really get into it? Just some maybe Wyoming cleanup, Oregon thoughts, broad 3,000-foot view.
I think you just want to see some of the specific types of mistakes made last week against Wyoming cleaned up. I'm very curious to see what the home opener atmosphere is like. I'm curious to see where Tyler Shuck's mind is at, if we're able to tell, playing against his former team.
Turn the compressor off.
Do what?
Turn the compressor off if you can. Keep talking about.
Okay.
And I want to see some quarterback run game.
It's a quarterback run game with Tyler Shuck for sure. The power runs, what kind of run? Read option?
Yeah, any additional threat besides just the traditional run game.
You also want to run the damn ball with Todd Brooks, Cameron Valdez. Saraja Thompson not there anymore. He's on the practice squad with the Seahawks.
I would love to run the ball with Saraja Thompson, but yeah, no longer available, unfortunately.
Let's see what else. What are you expecting from Oregon coming in? You love to hear it. It's a beautiful sound here in West Texas on a Friday night. The Raider Power. What do you expect from Oregon coming in? Uber athletes and everything else?
Yeah, first and foremost, you start with Bo Nix, the Heisman candidate quarterback, very capable passer, and they're going to run a lot of plays just like you do. I don't know if he'll go quite as fast as you. One of the fastest teams in the country last year, but he will make you pay if you leave guys open in the secondary. Their scheme looks really good. This is an offensive coordinator, Will Stein, who was part of UTSA's recent run of success. And so I expect to see a lot of points, hopefully on both sides of the ball. Oregon is definitely going to get theirs offensively. You've got to come willing to match that.
Come willing to match for sure. We've heard all offseason the confidence from Texas Tech, the confidence from Joey McGuire. This team would beat the bowl team by 14. Everything else we heard from the offseason. What do they have to do here to make you believe that all of that wasn't just talk?
I think they have to win. I don't think there's a scenario where they lose, even if it's a hard-fought, close game. The reality is, no matter what, you'll be 0-2 if that happens. And I feel like that takes away so much of the momentum that you built up throughout the offseason. I think you absolutely have to do whatever it takes to win in order to maintain any of that going into Big 12 play.
You do get Tarleton next week, so this shouldn't be a trap game. You're not looking forward to anyone. Some people thought that you were looking forward after Wyoming to Oregon. With Tarleton on the schedule, you have your full focus here on Oregon. There shouldn't be any issue at all looking forward to Oregon.
No, and it's hard to say without being in the locker room or in the facilities if that happened last weekend. I'm inclined to think it didn't because they came out so strong. It wasn't like they were flat or, just kind of like absent the entire game versus Wyoming. But who knows? Maybe they just took their foot off the gas after getting the 17-0 lead. But yeah, if that was the case last week, certainly not going to be this week. And you hope that Oregon has their full attention.
All right, we do have some royalty in here with us. The Parlay Picadors, of course. If you guys want to jump on, you can. If you want to get a score prediction, just walk on up. We will get you on the mic. It'll be a beautiful time. Maybe get a couple of more drinks in you, so make it more exciting. We also have Mike Craven with us today. Dave Campbell's Texas football legend. We'll get him on the show as well eventually. I'm sure he has some thoughts on the weekend. Maybe get his Wyoming thoughts too. Kyle, if Texas Tech goes out and just lays an egg, which I hope doesn't happen, I don't think will happen, what does that do to the fan base maybe in the quick term?
Well, like you said, next week is an FCS opponent. Those typically are, not quite as intensive home atmospheres, a little bit of a drop-off in attendance. And then you start Big 12 play on the road in Morgantown. And so I think and hope that even if this weekend goes poorly for you, you can get back on track to open Big 12 play, and that will bring fans back into the fold. And you'd have an opportunity to do that in Morgantown before your next home game. But yeah, the reality of the matter is the more you lose, the less people show up, and it's harder and harder to get them back every weekend if you can't get off the start.
You also have a Big 12 schedule that kind of allows you to get back on track. West Virginia early, Houston early. We think those programs are beatable. But otherwise, this is the opportunity here at Oregon. You have all the momentum in front of you to take back if you can beat Oregon. How do you do that? How do you beat Oregon in Lubbock?
Well, you make a good point. I was thinking about this last year when you played Houston. It was your second home game. And let's say you were a freshman at Texas Tech for that Houston game. That was the first time they'd beaten a ranked opponent in the Jones since, I want to say, 2013. Someone can fact check me on that. They got to storm the field. 2 weeks later, they come back. They're playing a ranked Texas team. You win in overtime. You storm the field. And then you're home, nightcap, as it were, against OU. You win in overtime. You storm the field. And so that student experience is part of what keeps people coming back. And like I said, when you're losing, you're having a 4-8 type season, you lose such a huge chunk of that fan support, and it's hard to get them back. So Oregon, you win Oregon, those students will be there for the rest of the season, in my opinion. How you do it, you definitely cut back on penalties. That cost you a lot against Wyoming. Oregon is a team that last year was 90-something in the country in penalties committed, so you feel like they'll kind of make an error there. And if you can play a clean game on your side, that's going to be your advantage. And you have to win the turnover battle, preferably by 2 or 3, optimistically. But I don't see how you can give Oregon's offense additional opportunities by turning the ball over and stopping them without turning them over. So I think you start there, penalties and turnovers.
It seems like such an easy thing to say, penalties, turnovers. I think you also have to stop Bo Nix. Bo Nix, one of the most electric quarterbacks in the country, bodacious, as they say, on all the billboards. Do you think if they win here, they put a billboard up in Lubbock? Bodacious.
I think they should put Jalen Hutchins on a billboard that says bodacious or something. Him and Tony Bradford. I assume that if we do slow down Bo Nix, the pass rush, the defensive line will be a big part of that. And so, yeah, let's give the big hog mollies up on the defensive line some credit if they are able to get to the quarterback tomorrow.
You saying that, it seems like Heisman candidates coming in and Ed Oliver not quite the same position or, well, not the same position at all, defensive lineman, but he came in twice, or you played him twice and shut him down twice. It seems like the players that have come in with high praise lately haven't been able to step up to that. And maybe that's Joey McGuire being Joey McGuire and having a great team at home. You pretty much have the same record on the road, opposite-wise, as you do at home. So you're 6-1 at home under Joey McGuire. That's a pretty good start.
Yeah, I think you were underdogs, definitely underdogs against Texas at home last year, underdogs against Oklahoma, and you won both of those games outright. So, yeah, this is a spot they've been in before, and we'll see what they can come up with. I mean, I was telling Mike before we started, it feels like a perfect spot for Joey to kind of pull something out of his hat. You're coming off a really disappointing loss. Nobody thinks you're going to win this week nationally, and then, boom, you go out there, play a really clean game, beat the top 15 team in the country. I don't know if I'm expecting it to happen, but I also wouldn't be surprised if it unfolded that way.
All right, so let's get our score predictions out of the way. I've kind of hemmed and hawed on a score over the week. I was definitely on Oregon early. I'm kind of leaning toward Texas Tech now, but I'm going to give you an opportunity here to give your score prediction on the spot here in front of all the people. Oh, no, there's lights! God said, let there be light, and there was. Kyle, score prediction, Oregon.
Well, yeah, if you do listen to our podcast, number one, God bless you. Number two, you heard me pick Oregon earlier in the week. I was going to say that was before the lights came on in front of the hometown crowd, and so a little bit of pressure to change your pick. I tell you what, if y'all bring that energy to the Jones tomorrow, y'all will make it a lot harder on Oregon. Oregon's offense was stopped basically twice last year. Once against Georgia, who stops everybody, and then they won a low-scoring game against Utah, 20-17. Besides that, they scored 40-plus on everybody. And so you've got to prevent that from happening. I don't think you're going to keep them in the 20s. It's also going to be hard for your offense, based on what we saw week one, for you to go up into the 40s against Oregon. You got to kind of play them in the 30s. And that's what the score against Texas was last year, I think, at least in regulation. And so I think there's a sweet spot there where Texas Tech wins 34-31. I think that's the formula for beating Oregon.
All right, I'm going to say the same, but 38-35. And it's going to be a redemption game from Gino Garcia, who's going to hit a game winner.
I love that storyline.
All right, if you want to give your score prediction, just head on up here. We'll hand you a microphone, no holds barred. You can say whatever you want.
I got y'all some
Well,
pickle burns.
you have to.
You got to give a score prediction.
Okay, fine. Let's go 42-35 Tech.
You don't have to bring a shot to give a score prediction.
Unless.
But you can.
Did you enjoy that shot, bro?
Yeah, you like pickle juice?
I didn't know what that was. It kind of looked like a Gatorade, but it was not Gatorade.
You don't like pickles, do you?
No, I do. Actually,
Okay.
like, it was pretty good.
All right, let's
Not
bring
what I was
it.
expecting.
That gave me flashbacks to Bell Station last year in Houston, where they were swinging your swords all over the place. And they really don't lie about the burn on that. All right, let's bring in Mike Craven, Dave Campbell's Texas football. I'm going to let Kyle talk to you. I'm going to hand you this microphone, then we'll go back and forth.
Okay.
Mike, first of all, welcome to Lubbock.
Thank you. Nice to be back.
When is the last time you were here?
April. I come by and do the magazine stuff. I go to each stop, so I came here in April to watch the spring practice and do the interviews.
Well, let's talk about that for a second. So we'll take a break from previewing Oregon. You're a guy who covers high school football in the state, college football in the state, and I'm sure on your visit you got to know Coach McGuire pretty well. And the Texas Tech media team, they give the fans a ton of access to Coach McGuire. But what did you kind of learn about him as a personality, a coach, and leader of a college program?
So my first job out of college was working at Rivals.com. And back then, Joey McGuire hosted the Rivals camps at Cedar Hill High School. So I've known Joey since 2010. So it was fun to kind of see him come through the ranks and take the chance on himself to go coach in college once Garrett was out of high school. And then to get this job and to see what he's done with it and the momentum he's built in so long. He's always been a contagious guy. Like, you've always believed in him. And when you first meet him, you kind of think it's too good to be true. Like, I deal with head coaches all the time, and a lot of them aren't exactly what you get in front of the camera and in front of the fans. But Joey's been the same for the 13 years that I've known him. After wins, after losses, good times, bad times. And so I'm excited for him, and I try to be as biased as I can be, but I like the guy. So it's hard to root against him.
Did he let you climb the crane while you were here?
No, I wouldn't have, though. Like, he's an absolute psychopath. Like, he absolutely is insane. Like, Joey would be here right now if he was allowed to be. You know what I mean? Like, he enjoys a good time. He enjoys heights.
I'm sure he would be, and he'd probably be the first to start a Raider Power chant. He's like the Energizer Bunny. And he said that during his opening press conference. He's like, people ask me all the time, are you always this way? And I always tell him, yeah, like, he has no off button. He's just always like that. So what do you think about the approach Texas Tech hiring? I know he was an assistant at Baylor, but a longtime high school coach in the state to try to tap into recruiting. What are your general thoughts on that philosophy for building a college program?
Yeah, I've always thought coaching changes are a lot like when you're dating and you get a new boyfriend or girlfriend, right? It's kind of opposite of the last guy. And Matt Wells never had the connections within the state that I think a lot of people wanted him to. So it wasn't shocking to me. I mean, I know that Texas Tech approached Jeff Traylor at UTSA, and when that wasn't an option anymore for whatever reason, the next best thing was in Waco, right? Or maybe the better thing was in Waco. And so I think it worked well. And in this state, it matters. Like who you're connected with and who you know matters. I think you've seen that with the excitement around. I think that only comes from a guy who can be one of your own. And Joey's biggest trait or his best trait is the ability to be a chameleon and be wherever he's at.
So how does that reflect in a game against Oregon where it feels like Joey McGuire, I'm going to say a name here that people are going to like, similar to Tom Herman so far in his tenure. Oh, I know. Gets up for the big one, loves being the underdog, is good at home. This just seems like a spot for Joey McGuire and Texas Tech to have a big weekend.
Yeah, I mean, these are the type of games that are built for like Joey McGuire's strategy of getting guys up. You know, he can play that card of being the underdog and nobody believes in us. And you got to get back from Wyoming, right? Like if you get beat on the road like that in a game you're supposed to win, I don't think you have to find all that motivation. I don't think Joey's got to get in front of the team and give this huge speech. They watch film all week. They were on social media all week. They went to class. They have friends. They have parents. So I'd imagine you get a pretty good version of Texas Tech tomorrow because of those situations.
You think it'll be enough to win? Give us your score prediction.
Yeah, I mean, I heard what everybody. I mean, I'm not going to be the guy who picks Oregon.
Oregon by 20.
Yeah, right. But I think it's going to take a lot of points. Like, it's not going to be one of those things where you beat this team 20-17. It's going to have to be 41-38, and you hope to have the ball last.
Well, thank you, Mike, for being here. We appreciate the coverage that Campus provides. Mike, if y'all want to meet Mike afterwards, he's going to 13 different Texas FBS stadiums in 13 weeks this college football season. So he's in Lubbock with us for Oregon. But come meet him, ask him where he's going next week, and he's got quite the road trip planned this season. It's what?
Do you want to tease the book?
Yeah. We're going to make a coffee book about it through Texas Monthly. It's going to be a lot of fun. So last week was Fort Worth to see the Deion Sanders show. So that worked out pretty well. So hopefully we get another really good game.
Hated to see that happen to TCU. Just felt really awful for those guys.
You hate to see it. You really do.
Hey, lock of the week.
You got lock of the week.
Lock of the week. Y'all can,
What you got?
believe it or not,
Okay.
Jacksonville going to be the lock of the week.
The
I got
Jacksonville
everything on it.
Jaguars. Okay.
I got everything on it. And I got a sleeper here. You want to put a sprinkle on something? Yeah. Pittsburgh Steelers.
The Pittsburgh Steelers.
They're gonna do that thing. Hey, home opener, Kenny Pickett. Steelers don't lose home openers at home. So come on. I mean, y'all get everybody's on San Fran tip, but hey, I'm ride or die Steelers. So hey,
You have a Texas Tech Oregon score prediction?
I do.
What
I
is
like the under.
Okay.
The under is the lock. That's another lock. Under. Hey, they were really disappointed this past week, but hey, they're gonna lose. As much as I want to say it, but I hope they win. I would love to see them win, but if I'm a bet man, hey, they gonna lose.
All right.
Hey, Notre Dame, hey, that's another lie. Notre Dame wins. Notre Dame wins all day, every
Wins
day,
or
every
covers?
week.
Cover minus 7.5.
All day long.
All day long. All right.
Hey, you can do 17 and a half. They still gonna win. I mean,
Okay.
for real.
Lock it in.
Real talk, man.
All right. Appreciate it.
I appreciate y'all, man.
Yeah, for joining us. Locks of the week. What's your name?
We got several votes.
Locks of the weeks from Scott.
Scott's Locks.
Scott's Locks.
New segment, Scott's Locks. We're on the Jaguars, the Steelers, and Notre Dame.
The Golden Domers, baby. Sam Hartman Heisman Trophy.
It's easy to baby. Scott's Locks.
We also have Kansas just absolutely destroying Illinois.
Are they back?
Is Kansas back?
They're probably pretty good.
It's 2008 all over again.
7?
It's 2007 all over
Yeah.
again.
Orange Bowl. Yeah. Todd Reesing or Jalen Daniels?
Jalen Daniels.
Well, Tom Reesing wasn't new, but yeah.
Well, yeah.
But Tom Reesing was never the Gamblin Gauchos Big 12 preseason offensive player of the year.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't. We did not exist.
All right, we want to hear from you. If you have a score prediction for Texas Tech, Oregon, come let us know what it is. The mic doesn't go that far. You got to come up here.
31 is what it's going to be.
We got Matty G here.
Boys,
What you got? Score prediction? It's good to see you.
Wyoming was the time.
It was a time, you could say.
A lot of familiar faces out here. I'm so glad to see them.
We're doing karaoke after Mason Mitchell.
Hey!
Let's do it. I think the over is a guarantee.
Come on, man.
We're gonna run out of fireworks tomorrow. It's offense is gonna click. We're gonna figure things out. The Ducks are out in their cute little uniforms. We'll take care of them 42-35.
The chrome silver helmets.
The chrome silver, that aluminum foil that they have in their background for their
crumple.
videos.
It's going to crumple.
They're gonna look cute. That's a guarantee. But
Come on,
I
man.
think we're gonna figure things out.
Come on, man.
Defense will adjust with the. It was tough to adjust with Jacob going down last week. I think on the fly it was just tough for the defense. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's gonna be a fun night. Win or lose, we'll be singing karaoke. So we'll see y'all there.
Yeah.
Win or lose, we karaoke.
Ready to go, guys, go. Let's go.
Get Kyle back in here.
Oh,
Let's see. What else do we have on the docket? A couple other Big 12 games. Of course, you got Kansas winning 34-15. My eyes are not as good as they used
hey,
to be.
hey, what's up with that Colorado game?
You got Colorado,
What do you
Nebraska.
like that? What do you like?
What do you like in the Colorado, Nebraska? I think that line is -4.5.
I think I'm on Coach Brown until he gives me reason not to be. And I know that's a square pick because like 95% of the tickets are on Colorado, but they look good last week. And that atmosphere is going to be juiced.
Hey,
Like
who wins?
Nebraska in Boulder with Coach Braun making his debut, that's going to be awesome.
Who wins?
Did you see that?
Colorado.
Who wins?
Yeah, I think we got Colorado.
I got Colorado.
Did you see that that game has 3 times the amount of betting handled
Yeah.
as any other game and more than any NFL
Hey,
game?
prime time, baby.
Coach
Prime
Braun
time.
is good for the sports books.
Do you think Colorado and TCU could be this year's Texas and Notre Dame from 2016?
Maybe.
Where it was just like, that was a really good game.
They both go 6-6.
Yeah, and they both go 6-6.
I can see it.
I can see 6. Hey,
We'll see.
Notre Dame might go 8-4. Hey, prime time, baby.
11 a.m. Baylor hosts Utah. Is Baylor going to bounce back from last week?
No, I don't think Baylor can bounce back. I think
No,
losing to Texas State is uncomebackable. They were never here.
Hey, put some respect on Barrett Neely.
I mean, G.J. Kinney is the young blood. What he did at Incarnate Word after Emer left, and now you have him at Texas State, clearing out the roster, bringing it in.
UCF.
Looks pretty good.
Watch
We'll get
UCF.
there. We'll get there.
UCF.
We'll get there.
Them boys been balling.
I was looking at some player props for Tech Oregon. You wanna go
Okay, yeah, let's do some player props.
Receiving yards, Jerron Bradley, 78.5.
I like that.
Over. I think he has a bounce back game.
I think he'll be targeted a lot, and if they're going to be moving the ball enough to stay competitive, it's probably going to have to be over.
I like that.
Miles Price, 53.5.
Under.
He'll get stuck.
Okay.
I think you'll start rotating there. I think Drake McCray, Jordan Brown, is Nehemiah Martinez back this week?
Allegedly.
So I think you'll have more guys in that position. Though they did target him early quite often in Wyoming. That was obviously the game plan.
I wonder if they'll be more diligent about going in more consistently. 70% of his production was on the first drive last week. So I'm kind of tempted to take over because I feel like they're going to be intentional about giving him targets, but we'll see. Last one for Texas Tech, Taj Brooks, 12.5.
Yeah, I like it.
12.5 receiving yards.
I like it.
Under. I don't think over. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Over. It only takes one pass.
Yeah.
The pick and rolls will be over.
The big one was not the over.
I'm going to take the under as well, though. We don't go to the backs that often, and when we do, it's not terribly successful.
What he said, hey, what he said, under?
Rush yards, Bo Nix, 26 and a half.
Under.
Even
I
though
don't get a couple of sacks in.
so easily kind of torched us a little bit. That doesn't scare you at all?
No.
Quarterback contain?
No, he'll throw the ball. I mean, I'll take the over on his passing yards, regardless of what it is.
Here's the juicy one. Tyler Shuck, 29 and a half.
I just, in college, you count sacks as rushing yards. So I just don't see either quarterback getting a bunch of rushing yards.
I think they're going to run him. Call run, design run on the first drive of the game. I'm going to go over. I bet he gets 15, 20 carries.
You were full Ole Miss.
I think so. Ole Miss, Iowa State, but I think they realize they've got to be done. That's why I'm sitting like this. I'm like afraid of your prop bets. I'm really leaning away, so I'm going to sit look on them.
Okay.
Todd Brooks, 54 and a half.
I hope. Run the damn ball, baby.
I hope over. I'm going to guess under. Okay, anytime touchdown scores, there are 33 on the board. Why don't you give me a couple that you like, and I'll tell you their odds.
Let's see. Graham Bradley.
Minus 150.
Is he the favorite?
No. Irving from Oregon is minus 210. Todd Brooks, minus 175. Bo Nix, minus 165. Those are the three on the board with shorter odds.
Let's take Tyler Shuck. If they're going to run the ball, he'll be running the goal line.
Tyler Shuck, plus 170. I don't like that.
A little value there. We're starting to get a real value there.
Dre McCray, plus 115. That's a lot of confidence in a guy who's new to the roster, didn't score last week.
I was going to say Jordan Brown.
Miles Price, and even plus 100. I'm trying to find some value guys that might score for Tech.
You got Jordan Brown.
Okay, Texas Tech D plus 320. No, yeah, I mean, Low Fungy plus 330.
I like that.
Xavier White plus 270. Jaden York, he scored last week, plus 500.
I think that's his touchdown of the year.
How about Old Payne Teeter, plus 500?
No, I think if a tight end scores this week, it'll be best of start.
Here's one to like. JJ Sparkman, plus 950.
Oh, yeah. Hey, sprinkle a little
Why
bit.
not? Just a little, why not?
Sprinkle a little bit there for Jacob Spark.
Let's go to pass yards. Maybe. Bo Nix, 260 and a half.
Over.
Tyler Shuck, 278.
I mean, if we think this is going to be a 38-35 game, I'll take the over.
I'm pretty surprised that Shuck's number is higher than Nix's.
Yes.
Pass TDs, Bo Nix, 2.5, but it's juiced to the over. It's plus 130.
2.
2.5.
Well, I'll take the over.
Tyler Shuck, 1.5, but it's juiced to the under, plus 145.
I'll take the over.
Over's minus 200. Still one.
Yeah. It's play money.
That's all the props. I mean, those others, those are kind of main ones.
If you want to get a score prediction, just walk on up, we'll hand you a microphone. You get your score prediction in. And hey, if you're gearing up for tomorrow's game, you go by Cardinal Sports Center. Cardinal Sports Center, cardinalsports.com. You can get your gear in. Easy. Almost like a Facebook show.
It's a big, my bad.
What's up? I got Big Hen here. What's the score prediction, Big Hen?
I've been waffling. Your words. Give me Tech 35-30.
35-30. All right.
Yeah.
It's a dangerous pick.
I don't know about that.
It's a little bit dangerous.
I disagree.
You think it's a lock.
It's a lock. Yeah.
Big Hen's locks.
Yeah.
It's
Absolutely.
Scott's locks and Big Hen's locks.
Yeah. Shout out Scott. You're the man. Yeah. If you trailed me last week, I was 4-6, but I got the 10-game right.
All right. You did pick Wyoming.
Love you.
Thanks for bragging about that.
Raider! Raider!
I'll get some more score predictions here. We got an Oregon hat in the
Yeah,
house.
I got an Oregon hat on.
We're going to be nice.
First of all, I want to raise the Lone Star to Mike Leach, the original pirate, right? Great man. I think we're going to see. I want to see the over/under on the hamstrings and cramps tomorrow. This is going to be a hot one.
Yeah, we'll set it at 7.5.
I'm going over.
Okay.
But I'm going to say 42 Oregon and 28 Tech. Hey, I've seen Tyler Shuck. And I want to thank you for taking him.
And he won you a Pac-12 championship.
And I've been talking to some Tech Red Raiders here in town, and they're not. You guys aren't high on me. Like, you got a good backup, I hear.
Yeah, we hope to see it.
We got Bo Nix, but I think tomorrow's going to be Bucky Irving's day. He's going to run wild.
Okay. Did you make the trip to Howard from the
Yeah, I'm from Eugene.
All right.
So
We
yeah,
love it.
we're having a good time.
Cool. We love it.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, let's get another Henry in. If you're getting in before.
Did you say Bo Nix?
Yes.
What? Bo Nix. Hey, there's no David Taylor Dennison in Pac-12, okay? I'm putting Bo Nix on
Let's
Broadway.
go right there.
I'm putting Bo Nix on Broadway.
All right. Mo Pitts has been very good in the Pac-12. See what he does in the Big 12. The Pac-12 is dead, by the way.
Rolling out for the Pac-12.
Go around. What else we got, Kyle? What's up, people about Radio Barbecue?
Yeah, hey, if a couple hours of the Gauchos here tonight isn't enough, we're going to go out to Rodino and Bolton tomorrow for the best barbecue in West Texas. I don't know if we have the food truck and love it or not, but if you haven't been out there yet, it is sincerely amazing stuff. They're on the Texas Monthly Top 50 barbecue joints in Texas. Everything they've got is good. I hope they've got some duck for us tomorrow, but we'll see. If not, they've got ribs, burgers, brisket, turkey, sausage, Texas Twinkies. It's all really good. So we'll be there. Hope to see you at Reno Barbecue tomorrow for lunch.
We'll be there at 11 a.m. All right. The comments section is flying as well. We already ended it. Thanks for tuning into the stream, the live stream. We live stream every Sunday and Wednesday night on YouTube and youtube.com/Gamblin Gauchos. I see Steven Stevens out there. Let's do score prediction from Steven Stevens. Here he comes. Here we go. Oh, and the nerd.
He got these no carbons.
Oh, did I?
That's not my pick.
That's my bad.
You can have a pick.
So I did a 12. If you're part of bigger wondering, I did a 12 like parlays for y'all. Let's see how I can't tell Kansas doing their job right now.
Want to know?
You know what? I'm gonna go 38, 35, 10.
Nice. Go Tech. Lots of Texas Tech picks. If you are looking at the betting handle, I think it's 76% of the bets on Oregon. But more money was on Texas Tech.
I think I saw earlier in the week, Oregon was the most bet on team of any week of 2 matches.
It was 95 early in the week.
Yeah. But that doesn't always mean anything, but sometimes it does. Sometimes Vegas is able to sucker people into bad bets.
Somebody told me today the Whales were getting Texas Tech, which gives me a little bit of confidence.
Pros versus Joes.
Yes.
We'll see.
What else do we have here? We talked the rest of the games. You want to get back into some of the other games of the week?
Yeah, Texas, Alabama. That's probably the big one on the Big 12 non-con schedule. Texas almost pulled off the upset last year. They go 2 touchdowns this year, 7-point underdogs. We picked it on Wednesday night when we recorded. I don't remember who we picked on. I'm totally blanking. But here in front of this crowd, I think we'll go take Bama.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
I think we go at Alabama.
We definitely did not pick Texas on our list. So
Somebody did Texas on this first. And it wasn't me.
Did we make the visiting team locker rooms too nice?
Yeah, let's talk about that. The portable locker rooms are way too nice. They have plumbing. There was water fountains. They had chairs in there. We went to the Wyoming visiting locker rooms. It was a dungeon. It was a garbage pile. And it was like 200 square feet. This is like a 7,000 square feet house. It's better than what teams have had in the other Max. And they're not in the parking lot.
Yeah, you said they have water in there?
Yeah, there was water fountains.
You should have told them water is to wash the blood off that uniform. And you better not get your blood on that uniform. And so you're going to sit here and swelter in the opposing locker room until you're not thirsty.
Hey, there's air conditioning and everything else.
Yeah, I was disappointed. I thought they were going to be changing in like 4 or 5 porta potties. And I think that's what we should have done too.
Yeah, it looks like a barracks, but it is a very nice atmosphere.
It's disappointing.
Maybe it's too nice.
Well, and our friend Jody made a good point. In the era of the transfer portal, you want to make the visiting locker room actually nicer than the home locker room. You want like fondue fountains in there, and like plasma TVs. So like, I think they come to Texas Tech next season because half those guys are going to be portal anyway. So I don't know, maybe it is a good thing that it's nice.
It's more transfers in the lot.
Oh, it is 6 years senior next year, maybe? I don't know.
I think he's out of bounds.
Wait, this is the year. This is his year.
This is his year, yeah.
I don't know. Is we able to fly over to that?
I'm going to see the flyover, so I'm sure there will be a home. We don't open.
You have to stripe out. Make sure you check secret sections on the other whites.
There's the legend with himself on the catch.
Keith, you want to make a score prediction?
Score prediction?
No.
Smart man. Smart man.
I'll predict that Chase Young gets another home run this weekend.
Another 2-run home run.
That's a good thing.
Chase Young, if you're following, had two home run games this week. In double A.
Is that good?
Evan Carter!
The Texas Rangers are the number one prospect.
Jason Young has more home runs than any second baseman in the Detroit Tigers history. So far, it is
26?
yes.
Yeah. And Mason Montgomery made his.
And Mason Montgomery made his triple murder the 5 innings. So,
For more money.
That was our Gamblin Gauchos baseball correspondent, Keith Patrick. Also, the voice of the Defensive Tigers.
Off reference.
You and him were on the leading broadcast. Right?
We had 4 overtime thriller last night with Monterey Friendship.
The friendship with
Friendship one.
Leighton Stone.
He's a beast.
That boy good.
The very first play of the game, they ran a tunnel screen and looked like Michael Crabtree, busting through. He was touched about 17 times and it looked like flies.
My wife worked at Friendship last year, so I went to a few games. And when she told me he was a sophomore, I was like, what? He's like torching almost, there's like 500 yards per game, but he's a sophomore. So apparently more to come for him. And he has an offer from Texas Tech. It would be a great story for the hometown kid to stay home.
So Friendship had 600 yards passing, almost. And Monterey had nearly 600 yards rushing.
It's like the Hutto game with Bill Hammond last Friday. It was 82 to 78 or something. Bill Hammond threw a 59, Tedesco's on the wing team. Same exact thing.
I would love to come out and have formation tomorrow.
We have 4 tight ends put over the fullback. Did they go 2 tight ends?
Henry Teeter could go through that.
Yeah.
Oregon would not expect it.
That's what seemed to be in 1 year. They just ran power out.
All right, we're about 3 minutes left. We've got 8 Logston in the house tonight. And then Mason in the gym. I know a bunch of guys are geared up for the bands, the show. It'll be a good time. They're coming out. We're just much longer. What else in the Big 12 is intriguing to you this week?
UCF goes across the country at Boise, 3.5-point favorites. They look really, really good in their opener. I know it's against Tennessee, but a lot of the analytics feel like follow. Sort of love that performance. They shot right up next to Kansas State this time, second tier contender in the Big 12. So they might be something to watch this week.
You want to give a score prediction? Come on up. We've got a couple from the. We've got Mr. Britt out there. Give a score prediction. No score prediction.
No, classic.
You got some big ratings out here. You don't want to give a score prediction. They don't want to get booed.
Is Ryan still over here? Hey, Ryan. Broncos country. OU SMU. OU also looked really good at the games.
That could be a good.
16.5-point favorites, but SMU has been good in recent years. They look good. They beat up on Southern Companies losing to Tech Bulldogs.
Your doppelganger Rhett Lashley.
Rhett Lashley, yeah. My uncle Rhett. I don't know. I'm thinking OU, but that'd be fun if SMU could beat that interesting in the second half.
What else we got? I think SMU can be within 2 possessions at the end.
If it's a 10-point game in the late third quarter, it would have my interest.
If Oklahoma covers tomorrow, they're not going to lose in the Big 12. Except maybe Texas.
If Texas plays Alabama close and OU wins against SMU by like 28, that's going to be really good. That could actually be like a heavyweight sort of matchup.
So I think
Sidewalk game. Over under at 26.5 players on the field betting on the game.
we'll take the under just because of the drama. But over under 3.5 presidential candidates. Hammer the over.
36.5 is a total. I would love to see how many times this game has gone over in the last 2 years.
It's a lot like Army Navy, right? I think there was that one just crazy 44-14. What? I think otherwise you guys stay trying to cover, right?
Well, so the alternate is always set it low enough where you can just automatically take the under, and then it's like 12%. So they can't set it low enough. It's crazy.
I would love to see a 12.
If Iowa State beats Iowa, the top 25 team, does alter your expectations of that team in Big 12?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I have really low expectations. So we go from a 4-8 team to maybe a 4 team. It doesn't put it in like the conversation of the
As of now, I still think they're the last place team in the Big 12. But if they win against Iowa, it'll be something.
Here's Jonah.
Score prediction on the mic.
I'm going to guess the Patriots. We're going to 35 to 31.
35-31 loss to Texas Tech. Winners tonight here in the building. Nobody wants to be rude.
Except for the guy wearing the orange hat.
Except for him, and he was very
He
good.
didn't mind. I admire it greatly.
All the way from Eugene.
I wonder if there's anybody in the house who graduated from both schools, Texas Tech and Oregon, who maybe has some thoughts on this game.
There's one.
We think the odds are this up there this year at the Blue.
Where the odds?
We got somebody. So did you graduate from both institutions? They so happen to graduate from both institutions. The score predictions are, but I am going to say I watched a lot of Bogus in Oregon, and I watched a whole lot of Bogus in Auburn. Chaos Bogus is still in his blood. Auburn Bogus is still in his blood. I think there's a good chance it shows up.
I love it.
I like it.
So Brian says Tech by 20.
That's like that. Yeah.
Hey, we do golf.
No, yeah.
We're not that degenerate.
Go.
Jody, or hologram Jody, you want to hear score prediction?
Hi, everybody. This is Hologram Jerry Jones, and I'm here to make my picks for that. I'm going to go Arkansas 30, Texas Tech 2, Oregon 60, and Dallas is going to score over 80.
Over 80.
Yeehaw.
Thank you, Jerry.
Hey, you said over 80?
Jerry Jones.
Somebody said over 80?
We had a Twitter celebrity just walking in.
All right. You ready to start back it up?
Yeah, there's a couple more guest speakers I want to get to. Okay, if we have time.
Oh, yeah, we got plenty of time.
Is Erica or Maddie in the crowd?
Yeah, here's Nelly.
Hey, y'all see Florida International?
There you go, man.
Here comes that
Hey, they're calling you up
boy. Never mind, we actually want Erica first, so Maddie, you can just hang out for a minute.
Score prediction? Tech by 15. Nice.
Well, I rather.
Sure, yeah. So, what are the highlights?
Okay, so High Riders is a women's sport organization at Tech. We're founded in 1976. We support women's athletics, skateboarding, volleyball, soccer, and in the spring we do more basketball and softball. We are at schools. Yeah, we just go around to support the players, give them the love.
So we have soccer going on now. How's the soccer season? I think 5-0-2.
Yes, undefeated at home. It's been really cool to see the new dynamics on the new freshmen, and all the transfers, especially Alex and her first. Yeah, it's been really cool to see, especially like being at Tech for 3 years already. Just seeing how the culture's progressing.
We also have the height for the late graders. The height trend goes on. What's it like being in Texas Tech 3 years and kind of getting to see that growth?
It's really cool because my first year was COVID, so everything was online and we had lessons. So you really didn't have that connection with the players that you want to have. But second and third years, especially my year, we were able to start building those connections with the players and but yeah, just seeing how those connections are evolving, like not just with the fans, also within the teams, and then for sure, like what you're doing with women's basketball, and coaches, it's just incredible.
All right, please join us.
Thank you.
The High Riders. Isn't it the following Oregon game? Let's circle back to the Oregon game while we're here.
I think it's a perfect time to have a storybook chapter about the brand. Like, we talked all this noise all offseason about we'll out tough anybody and all that stuff, and it didn't pan out here. But then you have that what's next component. If they go out there, turn the page after this disappointing loss to the top 15 team, especially in practice where they out tough them, out discipline them,
Hey, you guys
I think that'd be amazing for the fan base, for the team, for the momentum during the Big 12 play. So I view it as this incredible opportunity. And it would be complaining to lose again. But I wouldn't be shocked if we look back late Saturday night and say, man, everybody was just down in the dumps after the rivalry game. Nobody thought they could come back to the score. That'd be storytelling. And based on Joe's track record, I kind of expected that.
Another notch in the Joey McGuire story would be a great chapter to be one. All right, Maddie, last chance. Last chance to say score prediction.
We got 35-28 Texas Tech. Easy.
35-28 Texas Tech.
Can we take a picture from the stage? All right, Carly, Peter, anybody else? We want to take a big group photo if you're here for the Gauchos or whatever. So we'll wrap up and get on to some West Texas music. But let's meet in front of the stage for a quick group picture if you want to.
All right, appreciate everyone for joining us. It's been a wonderful time. We'll hopefully do this again sometime. Thanks to the Blue Light for letting us come out. And we've got some Aiden Lobson coming out, and then Mason in the pit line. It'll be a good afternoon. Some great music. Shout out to Noah for keeping us on the air here. He was beautiful, beautiful job.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.